My fuel tank for what?
Ooh, yeah,
The
that's
next
true.
one.
20 pink slips over here. Which fuel tank and which car?
Your CJ6. Where are you going to put that at?
In the back.
I'm going to put it in the back because well, let's talk about it in the podcast. Whenever Hannah's ready to get
I
this
feel
thing
like
going.
the podcast is going. Is it not?
I don't know.
Did you hit record? Is there so much stuff that we need to cut out now? Because
All
I
right,
can't
guys. So
control
welcome
myself.
back to the Bent Motorsports podcast. We're officially started.
Carlos, no.
It is Cinco de Mayo.
Is it actually?
Cheers, Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Modelos and
Cinco de Mayo.
salsas and chips and whatnot.
Carlos, no.
Carlos, don't eat that.
A moment.
Carlos has had 2 Modelos and about a half a bag of chips. Just so everybody knows.
A moment for our friend.
Oh, yeah. And if we could just recognize the trail whisperer, Keith Simpson, everybody.
Yeah, just a moment of silence.
Yeah, let's just give him 1 second, everybody. 1 moment. Excellent.
I don't think any of us could do that.
That's new.
This is monuments dedicated to him. You guys can come by the shop and see it. It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Really brings a tear to your eye.
Brings a tear to your eye.
DM him, maybe he'll meet you, give you a little rundown.
Yeah. He will tell you all his secrets.
Great guy.
Hannah, you got chips all over
This
your
is really
box.
setting me off right
I didn't
now.
do anything.
Fucking nothing.
So we didn't have anything officially planned for the Cinco de Mayo podcast other than to drink Modelos and eat salsa and chips.
Are you shitting me? Is that actually a Modelo?
No,
Oh,
this
no,
is
you're
not.
right.
This is I'm drinking Cutwater Tiki Rum Punch. Comes in a pink can.
What do you say you like?
Sick.
Anything that a sorority
If
girl
a
would
sophomore sorority girl will drink it, I probably will too.
drink? What Dave wants in his
So
mouth.
there is a too sweet.
Wait.
Because
not-
like freshman, I think sorority girl would be more like really sweet.
No, more like I'm
No.
just down for everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want a more sophisticated palate.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought you meant
At
like
this point, she's growing up.
Malibu to like, then going to Mike's
Yeah.
Hard is
You don't
an
think that
enjoyable
she's
thing.
more cultured by her sophomore year?
Just enough for
Why?
me to enjoy the alcohol she drinks. Hang on, Carlos is trying to get this chip.
know.
There you go, buddy.
I think David was offended when I asked for salsa earlier, so I'm just going to make sure he's got
All right.
that in reach.
So what we're going to talk about before this gets too boring for everybody
Oh, Lord.
is more of our personal shop projects that are going on, just so people can understand how absolutely stupid we are.
That's
Do you want to start with my stupid projects, or
Yes.
do you guys want to start with one of your stupid projects?
I don't.
Oh, wow, they're offended that I called their projects stupid.
Oh no. We know.
All right, I'll start with
I
one
mean,
of mine.
they're stupid.
I'll start with the one that Hannah's been working on for me all week, which is the crashed Mustang.
Oh, that's pretty stupid.
It's
I
not-
like it. It's working out.
It's
pretty
not
sick.
stupid anymore.
It's
So
not
we're a
stupid
Jeep
anymore.
shop.
When it got dropped off, it was stupid.
It was awfully stupid.
Yeah, we're a Jeep shop, so we work on Jeeps. But you guys, if you've known us for any amount of time, you know that Bent Motorsports hasn't always been Bent Motorsports Off-Road, and we've done everything motorsports in the past, but now we're streamlining and we're focused on off-road, specifically Jeeps. So one of our customers crashed his '08 Mustang GT, and the front end hit a center divide pretty straight on and smashed it in fairly well. And I acquired the car from him and decided that I was going to make it on the road again and drive.
On the road again.
Because it's a really nice car. I mean, it's got 150,000 miles on it.
Super nice car.
But it's so clean. He garaged it. Like all the exterior rubber trim that's normally faded and cracking, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
I mean, the guy brought us a car cover for it, and it was total.
He had a car cover on it in his garage.
Yeah.
Like, this is how
Like-
clean this
like,
car was.
You guys can put this cover on while it spends the night. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to leave it outside for, like, ever, are you?
Yeah, he was really
Like-
worried that I'm not going to keep it in the garage. So we got a front clip from 269 Motorsports, which is like a drag 26. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Full
it.
tubular front end.
Full
for like a
tubular
drag
front end
car.
for like a drag car, yeah, and it's but whatever, right? I don't care. I'm not a body shop. I can.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm just gonna drive it like that. So Hannah's been welding that all together for us this
a
week.
weld it yourself kit. To
yeah,
clarify.
yeah, basically a weld it yourself kit.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, you can get it together for people that don't want to do that.
that's
Yeah.
true. You can
But-
order it
Yeah.
fully welded.
We
from
were
them.
really worried about the car's, like, impact, that
Yeah.
nothing was going to line
Yeah,
up.
we definitely had to do some massaging. Like there were a few parts because a lot of the impact was on the passenger side, and there was quite a few parts where, though it's obviously all symmetrical, the passenger side I'd have to like not shave any of it off, but the driver's side I'd have to shave off like inches to get it like equal. Like
Yeah.
there was some massaging that happened for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely been wrecked. But I think when it's all done and you hang the fenders on it and the hood and the new bumper and the new grill and everything, you won't know that underneath is like a facade of a chassis. It's going to be fine. So anyways.
I mean, it's legit, dude. If a drag car can run into the wall with that front end on it, then
whatever, it's fine, right?
So
fine.
can Shelly.
Yeah, my wife's gonna
Sorry,
drive
Shelley.
it. She's gonna rip around in it. So that's been occupying the lift in the shop for the last couple of weeks. But hopefully that'll go off to paint next week, and it'll be done, and we'll be driving it. So I don't know
What's the likelihood of that?
of it actually going away to paint.
How quickly I can weld.
Yeah, how quickly you can weld it together. Well, we got the wheels back today from the powder coater. I already have all the tires. I already have all the lights for the car. I already have all the bumpers, all the fenders, the hood. We have to mount the fuse box. We have to mount the ECU. We have to mount the ABS, finish welding it, bolt everything on. I mean, we should technically by Wednesday, I think that's when the rubber grommets for the radiator show up. So Wednesday, technically, we should be driving it up and down the street, testing it. And I'll probably drive it for 2 or 3 days, maybe the weekend, just to make sure everything is super fine. And if everything is super fine, then I'll make a schedule to go bring it to the paint guy.
Cool.
So
and it'll be like nothing ever happened.
it'll be like nothing ever happened.
That's exciting.
So that's my dumb project I'm working on. One of my dumb projects, the most pressing one.
The CJ6 is not a dumb project.
The CJ6 is not a dumb project. Other than that, I have no business doing a project right now because I'm poor.
Yeah, that seems to always be the
That's
problem.
our
though.
employee,
Does
everybody.
anyone ever like avoid that part of the project?
The poor part?
Yeah.
We just don't talk about it.
Do rich people have project vehicles? I mean, do they?
No, they bring us their vehicles
Yeah.
and then we build them.
That's not a thing.
Their shit's done, you know. They have
Yeah.
stuff done for them.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Which is
I want to be
cool.
that guy one day.
That's
that'd be
how
great.
we
Wait, do I
stay.
qualify? She's doing the welding for me.
Well, I mean, technically, you
Kind
have like
of.
5 people that just work for you. So does that make you rich?
No.
No,
I guess that is
because you have a lot of people doing
Yeah.
stuff for you. Like
Yeah.
Luckily, my wife is rich.
That's cool.
That is cool. I wish I
Bet
had a rich
Motorsports,
wife.
sponsored by Shelly.
Yep. Thank you, Shelly.
Hi,
You're the
Shelly.
best, Shelly.
So, Curtis, what have you and Jake been working on all week?
All week, I take offense to that. We had like 2.
It's been 2 weeks.
It's been like a 2-month thought / attempt / fail
Okay, so more than a week.
start over.
Yeah, wasted a lot of.
We're going down the
material.
Milwaukee pack out like saga. I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know. It's just trying to figure out how to carry all of our crap with us in a better way.
Yeah.
Right? That's a good way to do it.
It sucks breaking out there and like not having the right shit to repair it, or if you do have the right like equipment and tools and spare parts and raw materials or whatever it is, then like carrying that and having it not just like rattle to death in the back of your car and
Yeah,
having
like
a fridge and having all that shit. Like I hate going through King of the Hammers with no like straps or all that stuff just in the back. I love having it because you're prepared, but then you're like worried about it all like clashing together and breaking like
Yeah,
when you're
like-
cruising through Hammertown.
So Jake and I are on a mission to make all of this
Go away.
go away, but still have it all. Because you look at like me, like when I pack my Jeep down, like I end up losing my back seat. I end up like having just a fridge flopping around in there. I make 30 trips from my garage to the back of my Jeep with tool bags. Like I'm over it. It's really annoying. I agree, Carlos.
Carlos wants a chip. Hang on. Here you go, buddy.
We should have
So-
Carlos mic'd up.
You know, you look
Good
at like
boy.
you look at like super rad companies like American Adventure Lab and stuff like that, and their stuff is like super modular and really rad. And
Is that the
also-
JL one that we had here?
Yeah, so like they do stuff for like JLs and
So
Broncos and
nice.
stuff, like top notch, insanely nice stuff.
I think, did we not see them at SEMA? Like they had some of their products there and we were looking at it. Was it Advent? I don't remember if it was the same company, but I know, buddy, the chips are good. I don't remember if it was the same company, but I like the way their stuff is like super well thought out.
It's super
Yeah.
well thought out. It's super modular, and it's super like design it how you want it to be.
They're the ones
in
who make
end.
that dual ARB thing, right? That goes in the back area.
Yeah,
has
and then like all the
remote
panel stuff goes up on the quarter panel. Like their stuff is legit, but it also comes
Yes.
with like a
Right.
super legit price tag. And I
Yeah.
drive a
Yeah.
Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah, it
Everybody
does.
knows
Yeah,
that.
well-
Like I don't want to. I mean, I want to, but I can't afford to put that kind of money into it. So Jake smarter than me. I brainstorm ideas. He makes
I just have the experience drawing. It's not that I'm smarter. It's just putting dimensions on a
smarter than
computer
me.
program.
Either way, it's a really smart idea. I think
Yeah.
you guys are really onto something. Like this is like an issue that has yet to be tackled in this industry of like we all haul around
I mean,
all
like,
the
people-
shit. How do you do it? You know, like
People are making pack out stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've seen it done before. That's why it popped into my brain. But just
But I mean, for those of you who don't know what a pack out is,
True,
you're not
yes.
all contractors. I mean, go to
Yeah,
Home
so if you
Depot.
just, like, go to Home
There's a
Depot-
whole fucking aisle of red boxes.
It's
okay?
just an extremely I mean, they have like a cooler that clips in,
Two
which is like
coolers.
super great because every time you get in your Jeep and you like throw your cooler and you're like, how do I keep that from not ending up upside down in like 20 minutes?
Yeah,
So, like,
and so contractors are using these things and they're clicking them into the beds of their trucks, and then they can bring in what things they need.
yeah, I
and-
mean, you can carry everything you want in on one little dolly.
Yeah, so
'cause
why
it's
not
all
adapt
clipped
this to the
You don't have worry
off-road
about it.
world?
Yeah, so that's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to find a way to adapt it to our lifestyle.
yeah, which is rad.
Yeah, so which is great. So this week we finally got like a decent cutout of the base plate for the back of my Jeep. So that's exciting.
so is that going to go on the floor or how
Yeah,
is that going to
so
work?
it's going to bolt
Yeah.
to the floor and be like its own little like subfloor, I guess, right? Am I
Yeah.
using that
So he's
word
got a
right?
Cherokee. So you'll have this back section in the Cherokee that would have all the pack out grid, so you can do any variety of clipping in.
however you decide to carry.
And then
your
we can
tools
make them
with
for
you, so.
TJs. You guys can make them for JKs. You
Yeah.
can make them for JKs who have rear seat deletes. So then it's the whole back of the thing. So you could have pack outs that are accessible from your back doors that are sideways, and then also pack outs that are available from the back of the Jeep. So there's a ton of cool options for
Yeah.
it's like Legos.
It's
Yeah.
like that's exactly what it's like. It's like Legos. I mean, this crap just like you can just stack and connect and change all the different stuff. They have narrow ones, they have wide ones, they have ones with drawers, they have ones with more drawers than others. They have just baskets.
Yeah.
So there's just like so much room for you to design how you want to carry all your stuff. And that's like our goal is figure out how to do all this without like severely inconveniencing your vehicle, but also like keeping it organized.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to go home and unload your stuff too, and you're not like going through like, well, okay, well, this is the camping stuff, and this is the, this is my spare bolt bin, and this is this. Like you can, I guess, have it all crammed together in one box. It's nice to be able to have it all separated and
Yeah.
be in the pack outs.
Organized.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you
just
can-
getting a bit more organized.
Well, don't they have the
Yeah.
pack outs that are like the big pack outs, but then there's the real skinny pack outs?
Oh yeah, they have thin
Yeah.
ones, and
So you could literally have like, oh, I'm just going for a day trip. So you have like day trip pack outs that you're putting in versus I'm going camping for 3 days versus.
yeah,
know.
or if you intend on doing some hard wheeling and you just know those tools you need versus like I am just going camping this weekend and I don't intend on doing anything besides driving on a fire road.
I
So,
feel like if
why
I
would I need
had
to
the
bring all that
pack
stuff?
outs in my Jeep, I would have one that would be full of like,
Snacks.
it'd have like Skittles and
Oh, yeah.
it would have goldfish and
You've never heard of that? It's called a snack out.
Yeah, you've never seen like the little picture of like some dude doing like a full charcuterie board inside one. Like
what the fuck is a charcuterie
No, that was
board?
invented by a girl named Carly on TikTok.
Really?
She made a
You don't know-
snack out.
hold
She's an
on.
electrician, and she made a whole, like the thin pack outs that are like only this
Yeah.
tall, but like this big. She made like a whole like charcuterie board of various snacks.
Why don't I know her?
Well, you should. She's
why don't you
cool.
know what a charcuterie board is?
Shark
I'm a
sushi?
fucking
You've
man.
been,
I
you've
don't
been
know.
going to parties your entire life, right?
You know,
like
that shit
house
that's got like
parties,
salami, prosciutto, olives,
Cheese,
some other
crackers.
fucking
Appetizers?
Pairs well
yeah,
with
the
wine.
but it's on
It's
like,
like
a
a-
fucking board.
big plate of it.
Oh, so it's on a board, so it's got a new name.
Yeah,
It's like calling camping overlanding. Got
Yeah.
it. Got it.
That is the
Something we've been
That
doing
is the
forever
most
is eating
absolute
appetizers,
best
but now it's served on a piece of wood, so you better call it this.
Yeah.
That is the absolute best way to describe that ever. It is
Holy
literally
fuck.
it is literally the overlanding of a house party with snacks.
Well, I'm glad somebody's already figured out that you should put snacks in a pack out. That's pretty rad.
Yeah. So we should do that.
How do marshmallows travel? Has she tried marshmallows
No, but we could ask her.
or gummy bears? I worry that they might stick together.
Marshmallows do get stale, you know?
Yeah, they get like hard.
So you
It's
got to
like if
put
you
a
leave
date.
cheese outside for too long.
I feel like you got to have a little thing on your pack out that shows a date.
Well, there's a cooler pack out. So,
Best
you know.
Buy.
Yeah, they do make Milwaukee makes a cooler that clips into the pack outs too.
And they have a small one, which is sick, and then they have a bigger one. So 6-pack, 12-pack, whatever.
Are you guys planning on selling this? Like if it does well? I mean, I would buy it.
What about a roof pack out?
So, okay. Actually, the problem with this is Jake needs to be on board for us to like fully commit with it. Because again, brains,
Yeah.
ideas.
And you're doing all this with a plasma table or plasma cutter or
What would you do it with?
It was a question.
Look, we have a
Need on a
small
thread.
we have a small plasma table here at the shop for R&D type work.
Yeah.
If these guys were to go to production, I'm sure they would either have them laser or water jet in mass production at some other shop.
True. This is true.
This is for that type of thing. We're not a production shop. We're an R&D shop. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
does that
this
make
is
sense?
Ricky and Dickie.
if it
Yeah,
takes
Ricky and
off,
Dickie.
then
Who's
we
Dickie?
will.
Call it that.
Huh?
Never mind.
You
What?
could call it that. Ricky and Dickie pack outs.
If it takes off, but like right now, I'm marketing the Jeep Cherokees, and well, no one buys those. And
Dude, there's so many at Hammers though.
yeah, because they're piles of crap, and they probably bought them 3 days before they
Can you
went
make
out.
them for a Chevy Tracker?
Oh, guaranteed.
We can make it for anything.
Second, third gen, maybe?
I actually talked about that
What
today.
gen is that thing? What did you talk about? What did you say?
I actually talked about roof pack out nonsense today with Mark because he was interested in our.
Oh, is he the one who asked, are they weatherproof?
No, yeah, he was asking if the containers themselves are weatherproof because
Are
he was
they?
thinking, I don't know, I'd have to shop.
They
through-
look like
I
it.
would hope that they're weatherproof.
for as much as they cost, they better be. That's okay. So here's the thing about.
Is there a
pack
rubber
outs.
seal on them?
I don't know. I never looked
Go get
hard
one.
enough.
Go grab the top one.
The one we have out
Go
here.
grab it, dang
it's
it.
It's not weatherproof. I'll tell you that right now. You were literally wasting the walk. What
he
what
needs-
is what
he
is back
needs it.
there? Is okay.
He needs it.
You're gonna be disappointed.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not going to be
I feel like
disappointed
I
in the
wouldn't
calories.
want to have it just sitting on the top of my vehicle anyway, though. Like, I'd still put some kind of cover over it. No.
Well, I
Imagine
mean-
if you had the like the top of it was all like connectors and shit, and it just like blew like 100,000 things.
Blue and red and yellow
washers and
pieces
bolts.
everywhere.
Just fucking
So,
open that thing
Down
up.
the highway.
I get where
That'd
Mark's
be
coming
fun.
from because Mark was asking about it because he intends on sleeping. Why did you take the path with the most amount of resistance? What'd you do with it?
All right, hang on.
It didn't have a rubber seal.
It didn't have a rubber.
I have good information for you. You have a pack out in there that's a giant tub.
Yes.
The lid of that, hang on, catch my breath.
Yeah, no, take your
I'm
time.
fat as fuck, and that was a long ways away.
That was at least 30 feet.
The lid itself is the charcuterie board.
Yes. You're correct.
The charcuterie board does not have a rubber seal to the bucket, so the bucket will get water in it, but the charcuterie board does have a rubber seal.
Okay. All right. So
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you
Priorities.
have to pick where you're going to put your stuff.
yeah. So I don't know if my drawer one that I have at home has seals or not. Granted, it's drawers, so direct rain impact isn't gonna
Drawers?
out of it.
Does the drawers?
Can you edit that out?
Does
I
the
can't.
drawers have a drawer that covers the drawers?
They don't. They just have like a little metal thing, which is cool because then you don't have to worry about them opening when you're driving either.
Yeah.
Which
I would
I
imagine
ran
those
into a
are
problem
not
in my Jeep
weatherproof.
Speed with my whole drawer set up in the back of that. Was the drawer just kept opening after a while? That's why I'm on
Yeah.
the pack out game now. But I get it for someone like even Jake too. Like if he had a roof rack, it'd be great for him to mount all this crap on the roof because then every night when he sleeps inside of his Jeep like he does, you don't have to unload your entire rig to go to bed.
That's true.
So
And it would be super easy for me to sneak over at night and take his pack outs and bring them to my car where then I would have them forever.
yeah, I mean it'd
Wherever.
just be like the mystery of what happened to Jake's pack outs.
Yeah. You know, Ryobi, I guess, makes their own set of some sort of locking box.
And they're probably not red. They're probably that bitchin' green color.
Ooh,
Yeah.
which that means Dave is 100% on the
green.
Ryobi
Guys,
game.
hang on. I
Green.
just looked at Keith's thing.
Green.
Can we just one more
Yeah,
moment?
one more
One-
time.
sorry.
Okay, ready, set, go.
It's not a joke.
Hit the buttons.
A good one though, not some.
Hit a good
bullshit.
one.
Washington.
She
Hit a
doesn't remember
good
which
button.
one.
Yeah, it's if it's. There we go.
That one.
We love you, Keith.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, cheers, Keith, dude. We miss you.
All right, SM.
What kind of Jeep does Keith drive again?
Liberty. He traded it in. He got rid of his Patriot.
What 2 letters are those, Hannah? Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
Carlos.
another thing that Hannah's learning because this whole Jeep thing is new to her.
Oh yeah.
So
let's have a
we're
little
just
quiz.
let's do it.
Oh no.
Here we go. Hold on.
Quiz
Seriously.
time.
Okay. Whoa,
Eating,
whoa, whoa,
so
whoa,
you're gonna go
whoa,
through and edit out
whoa,
all these chip
Whoa,
sounds.
whoa.
Sorry.
Pause. Before we do
That was
anything,
was that a pause or a?
That was
I don't know.
that was applause.
I'm I'm still exploring my options. Okay, before we go over this quiz of mine, all right. Let's just keep in mind that the entire time that I have worked here so far, I have yet to touch a Jeep. Okay.
No, you did one time and you couldn't
I've
get
been
it
working
out of
on
the
a
parking
Ford.
lot.
No. You worked on Melody's
That's
Jeep.
true. I had to drive a customer's Jeep, and I guess, the production vehicles that you're meant to take the doors off of won't drive unless the door is slammed shut. So
What kind of Jeep was that?
It was a white square Jeep.
What is the acronym? It's 2 letters. It's pretty easy to remember.
It was a JT.
No.
Nope, it didn't have a bed.
Wait, would you have like a?
That was good. That was good.
It was a X. It was a JL.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
you did it.
Third time she got it.
But
Okay.
technically, we're going to count that
No.
because it was 4 doors.
Okay, we haven't gone
Oh,
over
you're
any of
right.
this.
And it was a Rubicon.
It was a JLU. R.
No, because isn't the R stand for recon?
No,
Oh, it stands for Rubicon?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's dumb.
I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna rattle some off. MJ.
Michael Jackson.
Get out.
We haven't gone over any of this. You can't just
HJ.
suddenly. We haven't talked about this ever. This
Yeah,
has
of course she
never
doesn't
been
know what that
talked
is.
about. Never been talked about.
Yeah, huh? Literally the other day, you were like day 2 when you working here. You were just looking it up, and you're like, "What the hell's
Yeah, I
an
looked at a
MJ?"
chart one time.
Well, if you're gonna work at a Jeep
and
shop,
since
you
that day,
need.
I've been working on a Ford Mustang.
Doesn't matter. You need to be keeping.
Anybody out there listening, if you ever go get salsa, do not buy Del Rey Foods Mexican tradition for modern life fire roasted red salsa.
That's really bad.
Salsa de molcalete roja.
Mocolete.
All natural,
That's pretty
perishable.
I feel like
Keep
Carlos wants
refrigerated.
to tell us all
That's a
something.
J, so it's
mean, I hate-
definitely Mocha JT.
I hate to talk shit because I'm eating it, but it's fucking garbage.
Is it the texture for you?
Oh, it's just
It's just a flavor in general.
It's
What are
just
you doing with that pile of shit, CJ6 out there? CJ6 to the first power.
So if anybody knows what a CJ6 is, look it up. If you don't, if you do know, then you know. If you don't know, then you don't know. It's a stretched CJ5,
What?
basically from the factory. And I got a few of them. I picked up a few of them from our boy Jay's house.
Just a few.
And I may have talked about this in another podcast, but what we're going to do with this one is one of them, anyways. It's a 74, and it's a so 74 CJ6, which is the stretch, and it's the long nose because it's a 74. And I looked up the VIN on this one, and it came with the V8 in it from who was it that had Jeep at the time? AMC.
AMC.
Yeah, that would have been an AMC at the time.
So what is that? What is the engine? Is it a Buick
like a-
or what is it?
It would be, I believe, an AMC.
It's an
It's just
AMC,
AMC.
yeah.
They make their own engines. I don't know. Everybody like had their own. You know, everybody stole. You know, other people's engines.
Who makes the 4-liter, Dave?
The 4-liter.
Yeah.
That's made by Hyundai.
He's
What are we
good.
talking about?
Guy knows his stuff.
Yeah, I'm dialed in.
Might as well move on.
Yeah.
So what we're doing with this
Anyway,
CJ6 is we're gonna make we got ourselves from the last podcast we had Sergeant Jeep on. Tommy got me the chassis. So I'm pretty sure we talked about this in the last podcast.
yeah, we kind of buzzed through it. So
So, anyways, we got the engine now. It's an LY6, which is a Carlos, which is a Gen 4 LS style engine. It's a 6-liter out of a Suburban. We got the 4L80. We've got a Atlas 2-speed. Is it
It's a 4-speed.
4-speed? Atlas 4-speed.
God,
Yeah.
that is going to be way too much for him to handle.
So many shifters
Cheesecake,
for me to deal with.
Factory, parking lot.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'll use them all. I'll use them all.
Yeah.
I'll use them all. I'm gonna make them all. I'm gonna make everything push button.
I think
so I don't
it's
have to worry
sweet,
about it.
but you definitely have to add a second transfer case mount
Which is fine.
because it's heavy.
Yeah, that thing is large.
So
large.
He's a good boy.
I'll good boy, Carlos.
He's hungry.
So I'm excited about that. We're just going to have regular Dana 44s from a JK under because it's JK chassis, JK axles,
Trying to keep it
the
simple.
LS. It's going to be
'cause
just super simple and
Coil
fun.
sprung and what? And like what shock? Or what are you
we
doing?
really-
Yeah, just
I mean, have we decided on that yet?
I think it'd be sick if you got one of those adjustable setups. But then
like,
again,
should I
you're
coil over it
never
or
gonna
not?
Fucking touch
Should I
it.
coil over it or should
No,
I?
dude.
Coils
No.
and shocks.
The thing I'm
Yeah.
worried about is just like his LJ.
right? I'm
The thing-
leaning
the
towards
thing-
keeping
yeah,
coils
see,
and
like,
shocks.
Every time I talk to David about his LJ is awesome. The thing is so sick. But every time he's like, it's never wheeled as good as it did when it was on coil springs and 35s. That's what I hear all the time.
JKs are different, right? But
Yeah.
JKs are different because they have ascent control, descent control, ABS, traction control, all this bullshit, right?
Not you, buddy.
Not
I won't.
you. You're
I won't have it.
You're basically driving a glorified LJ, TJ.
I think
Right.
if you leave what you have, like the suspension stock, and then get a decent shock for it, and then get like an air bump, kind of do what we did with the Stevenson's Jeep, and just
Yeah.
basically leave the stock geometry, get better arms, get Johnny joints and stuff like that. Bump it out right, maybe change the shock tower up, and like leave the coil spring in there.
Yeah. I think
keep
that's what
the
I'm leaning
price
towards.
down, and do that later. If you
I
want
definitely need to keep the price down. So I'm super okay with just doing that, right?
Yeah, I mean, just do a nice coil spring and shock setup. Just well.
Do I
with
put
good
a
stuff.
cage on it or do I just die like a man?
No, you put a cage on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to do a cage because it
Because
just
I-
doesn't. It really doesn't look right without a cage.
Yeah, it's
'cause
gonna look kinda
sick.
goofy.
It's
But
gonna
could I
be
do
built as
old
fuck.
school like one hoop with the down
No.
bar?
I mean, that's kind of for like street cars, Like that's okay for the
No, it's
Spitfire.
gonna
That's
have-
about it.
It's gonna have a nice cage. We're gonna.
Because
Can
then
we-
you're gonna make it like 10 feet higher than the top.
Can
of
we
the
rust it,
windshield. It's
like
gonna look
spray it
like
with some
shit.
No.
acid and rust it and make it look all old and
No,
shitty?
No.
only the body can.
No.
be
The
rusted.
body can be crusty, but everything that is going on this truck needs to look.
Can we powder coat the
top
chassis
notch.
white?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
And
I
paint the engine
completely
block
no.
white?
I will argue that until I'm
Well,
fucking blue in the face, dude.
I'll tow the fucking trailer. So.
What
is
about hear me out. Hear me out. Fluorescent neon,
No,
antifreeze.
I already know.
Antifreeze sparkle green.
No,
only on the
No.
wheels? Only on the wheels.
no.
Chassis,
I'm fine with the wheels, but the chassis, no.
sparkle green chassis.
On the
No.
wheels though.
Like a fucking
You can do
Louisiana
the
bass
wheels.
boat.
You can do the wheels. You can do like.
all right.
You could do the the valve covers. If you want to go full tilt and pull a Marty, paint the coil springs the same color.
Marty, I can't believe you brought him beer.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He already knows my opinion on his springs.
That's true. All right, so coils, shocks. We're gonna leave the chassis black.
Get a good drive shaft on there with the bitchin' transfer case. That thing will be
Ooh, yeah, I mean,
unstoppable.
hey, and like we said, Revolution's building drive shafts now, so that's super rad.
Bob's your
That's true.
uncle.
Robert's your mother's brother.
Ricky is your cousin's fiance's little brother's sister's boy.
Don't point at him with. Oh, that's a good finger. Never mind.
Yeah, that's his good figure.
Get it away from me.
Wait,
Can
what?
anyone see this? Look at this thing.
What?
It's still gross.
What?
What is wrong with your? What is
Like
that?
my witch's fingernail? It kind of grows.
That's from
Okay,
from
I don't need you to get
Rigfest.
it any closer. Actually.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm pointing at you.
Did you not see it when he smashed it, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one that he exploded.
So if,
Oh
if for everybody
my.
to understand what happened to Jake's finger,
Dude.
take a grape, like a really good, like
Okay.
Costco purple grape, like the big fuckers,
Those are
right?
good
Just,
ones.
and just smash
And
the
put it on
shit
the
out of
ground
it.
and then step on it. And then look at it, and that's what his finger looked like.
Always a
The
classic.
fact that that nail is still there a month later.
Dude, I don't even
is-
think it's fucking moved. I think that the whole thing is just like, that's going to be the nail I'll have for the rest of my life. I don't know. It's
I don't know. You catch that on like your pocket, like a thread on your pocket. Ding, that thing's gone.
I hope so, man. It's ugly as fuck.
That thing is gnarly.
That's like, I feel like
I'm
people
sure
look
your
at
wife
it and they're
hates
like,
me.
I know, I'm sure she's just like, wow, you grabbed that, huh? What a stupid bitch. I know.
Does your
It's dumb.
finger still like work like properly?
Yeah, it's stiff coming up. Like
Notice when
I-
his hand is sitting flat. Just-
Yeah, look, works real good.
Whoa,
There's a,
dude.
Crooked
there's,
as
a,
fuck.
there's a gap.
Smashed it and
I gotta
broke it all in
Wow.
one
I gotta
shot.
work to,
Your shit is fucked off.
but I can basically go all the way down now. That took some practice.
Wow.
Practice of stretching it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while, I was just finding black rubber glove one finger all over the shop because he was putting a glove
Yeah.
on, but then cutting this finger and just I don't know if he just threw it over his shoulder.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
How did you do that? What happened? What transpired?
did we talk? Yeah, okay,
We did it on the
We already-
last one.
We told us. Listen to our last
Oh,
podcast.
we talked about it, the podcast that
Summarize.
went to shit.
There's a
the
bar
the
that was
podcast did go to
bent.
shit,
Yeah,
huh?
either that or
we
Kevin just accidentally
aimed it
deleted it because
down,
he's a
And then
moron.
we put a jack under it to try to like push it back up and unbend it. It was on the tie rod on the Jeep, and now that you guys are done talking, and And then it started to rotate back off of the jack, and I went to like save it because we were trying to get it to like go up. So I was trying to just keep it like flush.
So picture this.
There we
My
go.
tie rod is a giant arch now. So we've spun it under so the arch is down.
He'll kill
Still
it.
attached to my Jeep. 20-ton bottle jack. Right? Trying to bow that thing back to straight. But because it's what grade aluminum?
70-75.
70-75 aluminum. We got to go way beyond it because the spring back,
Yeah.
right? So we're doing that, and every once in a while, because we max the bottle jack out, and then I jump on the front bumper of the Jeep and I bounce on it because I'm a fat fuck, right? Trying to get it to bounce past it and dynamically like stretch that thing.
Yeah.
But it'll shoot the bottle jack out. Okay, because the tie rod swings and it shoots the bottle jack out. And every time it swung out, every time. Right?
And you were like, oh, you know what I should do? Put my hand in
yeah,
there.
so it starts to do it again.
Very
so he
cool.
goes to grab it and it swung in this time. And that finger got stuck between that and the diff cover.
Ooh,
And it
Okay.
went. It exploded.
all right.
Yeah. So that was
Like if you would have strapped an M80 to the end of his finger and then
Dude.
No.
so it was bad, dude. I felt so bad. And it was just his natural reaction to like, like when we start to tip our Jeeps over and we put our hands out to try to stop it, right? Like
It's
you all
dumb,
make fun of
but
people
for
who
some
do that,
reason you end
and
up
then-
So dumb.
and then you
Dude.
do it.
yeah, like
And you're like, oh, I just fucking did
Dude.
that.
you yell at every guy that does it, and then you go to like you get put in that position, and your instant reaction is like, I can save this
Yeah.
£5,000 truck. With
You
my
have to
arm.
untrain yourself of that.
So I have a neighbor up the street, and I used
It's too late
I
now.
used to have a neighbor up the street, and he used to carry like heavy equipment on lowboys and stuff, and he was pulling a vehicle on, and it fell off of his trailer and squished him, and it was one of those things where it was like, you want to jump out, right? Like, but he was always taught you stay in it,
Yeah.
right? You just stay in it. Well, fucking jump, dude! Like he should have jumped out of that goddamn thing.
That thing did
Wow.
not have a cab that was like just going to sustain that.
No, it was like one of those like that big vibrating roller out there. You think
Yeah.
that thing on top is going to protect you? No, dude, you're fucking dead. Jump. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's like one of those like muscle memory things.
Yeah, like
that
you
have
just
to work
you're
on.
supposed to hang on. I'm just going to hang on and ride this thing out. No.
Dude, that's like you know who Danica Patrick obviously is, because like she did IndyCar forever, and when she first started racing NASCAR, the first wreck she got into, she like went straight into a wall, and just muscle memory from doing IndyCar, she took her hands off the wheel and just went like this, and so instead of like trying to control the crash, she just was like okay,
Hang on,
I'm
here
gonna
we go.
ride it out, and it like I mean obviously she was fine, but like didn't go super well because she just like by muscle memory was like.
Yeah. I don't know. It's when you're in the moment, shit happens.
Yeah, it's like
So,
a habit you definitely have to work on.
Yeah. I still feel bad he smashed his finger because he had to go to the hospital, and I mean, it fucked my weekend up.
The wind was the worst part.
You missed the campfire podcast. You missed dinner.
That is true. That sucks. I was kind of bummed about dinner.
You're probably
I wanted
out-
to try the beans.
You're probably out a couple Band-Aids in your trailer now.
Yeah.
I had to replenish my Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. It was fine.
I'm glad I wasn't there because I would have threw up on you.
What's your shit project that you're working on right now? Oh, you did the floor thing, the pack out thing. Yeah.
But
it's
then
like
we
it's just
skipped
my
we
shit.
skipped the fact that you just randomly decided you were going to cut the floor out of your Explorer today.
Oh, but I haven't actually done it yet.
You built the piece to fill the hole.
That's true.
Why are you cutting the floor out? You get a fuel cell?
No, I just want more storage. You know, like it's nice to be able to
Back on the storage thing.
Back on
Then
the
Are you
storage
going to
thing.
are you gonna put a pack out floor in?
maybe
Oh!
maybe on top.
This
but-
is what he doesn't like your idea.
No,
he's
he thinks
not
I'm
doing
dumb.
his own car.
Like I said, brains, idiot.
no.
Man.
I will use it, but there's enough space. You got so many chips, dude. There's enough space underneath the car on like where the axle doesn't travel into in the trunk. I want one of those, and I'm just gonna use that and make a pocket so I can store some tools. You know, like on the JKs, they have that pocket underneath where just like tools and a jack stand
Yeah.
and all that stuff. I'm kind of doing the same thing.
Got it. Just utilizing some wasted space.
Exactly. And I'm eventually going to get rid of the U bolts that are on the rear axle. The U joints. Can I get rid of all the
Yeah,
U
you're going to
joints?
U-joint. You should delete.
And make a little, I did that DIY off-road. He sells like DXF files so you can just put them in the plasma cutter and cut it out. Super cool. There's a U-bolt eliminator kit, which I get caught up on a lot, so we're gonna use that. It replaces it with bolts and a
That
fabricated
is going to be a
piece.
huge upgrade.
Yeah.
You guys you get hung up on that shit all the time.
Yeah, so we'll do that, but that means that that's where the shock mounts right now below the leaf spring. There's a bracket on the actual leaf spring clamp that we'll be getting rid of, and that's what mounts the shock. So the shock will then get mounted to the axle and go higher up. So I'll cut a hole in the floor and see if I can make a different tower for the rear shocks and make that a little bit better.
Nice.
Higher up, more clearance.
Does everyone know how awesome the vehicle is that Jake drives?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
He doesn't like it, but we've talked about it in the past. Solid axle swap Explorer.
I would instantly get rid of one of my vehicles for.
You're too kind,
For Jake's.
Curtis.
I
Stop it.
remember that you said that.
You could ask any one of our friends, and I would sell the green Jeep in like a heartbeat.
Really?
Why?
I know somebody's selling a Ford Ranger. They trade you straight up for it.
That doesn't count. It's my wife.
My wife.
I got an F-150.
That is why my green Jeep will not leave because of her.
F-150. So tell us about your project.
It's gay.
Yeah, what's your pile of shit?
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of updates on that one. I put some new, or actually, I didn't do that. That was gonna be a lie that I almost just said. I put the fiberglass front fenders back on it, and that's really all that I've done recently. That's it.
So what year, make, model? Like, I don't know if we've really...
We talked about it last episode.
we?
How
a
many
little bit,
cars
yeah.
do you have?
Oh, yeah. How many cars do you have? How many pink slips do you have?
Well, no, that
You
doesn't
wanna-
count because some people from this generation don't register their shit. They just kind of like, I'll figure it out when
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah, I don't
That's
really
the
know how the
fucking
DMV
truth.
works.
Yeah, that's,
Like-
I don't want to go there.
I
I do
Well,
the same thing.
California makes it pretty damn complicated, no?
Yeah, go here, sign it, and pay.
Look, I'm gonna tell you
Super
guys.
Okay.
Bitch.
I'm not gonna
You know
tell you
what?
guys where I go because I don't want to have to wait in line with all you fuckers there because it'll ruin it.
I
But
know.
I love this place, but I'm not gonna tell you where to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
it's the DMV. Go there.
Yeah.
Or AAA. Go there.
I hate you guys.
Smidge faster. I bet your truck's not registered in your name.
The F-150?
How many cars do
you
Are
have?
you serious? That thing's not registered to anybody.
Do you have a title?
It doesn't have
So what
one.
you're saying
have
is
you ever
it's-
seen it?
So-
Because
No, because you never invite
It,
us up or
like,
bring it around.
doesn't
Kinda
exist.
fucking lame.
No,
Yeah.
it's super lame. That's why I bought it.
We should be
for,
doing a
like-
remote podcast from her, F-150. What is it?
It's an F1.
Don't you have a van
F-150.
too?
No,
I
that's-
did, and then I totaled it.
She's a Forerunner girl.
did
She
you
drives here in
donate
a
it?
Forerunner every day.
No, I had to buy a van
Yeah.
to do
Some
an
bullshit.
event for Nitro
Tell us about your
Rallycross.
event.
Okay, so Nitro Circus puts on an event called Nitro Rallycross nowadays, and they do like a halftime show.
Never heard of it.
Okay, well, I'm telling you about it.
Carlos, that's neither.
Carlos is really upset right now.
We've all heard of it.
Can we chip him, please? Somebody, for the love of God.
Hey, give that guy a chip for crying out loud.
So go on.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, they put on an event called Happy Hour, which is like
He's getting
basically
lazy too. He won't even come get them.
just like a halftime show. And the halftime show they did at Nitro Rallycross at Glen Helen this year was a van race, basically just like a derby, like meant to just go out there and total your van. So that's what we did.
Did you jump it?
I sure did.
And did it
I
jump
caught
well?
more air in a minivan than I ever thought possible, and I had so much fun driving it. I could not believe how many people I passed and how awesome it was to huck a minivan.
What was his
But-
name?
Well, I painted it like a cow.
And then
I painted the entire thing with a paintbrush. It was white, so I painted the whole thing with black spots.
it took her like half a 30 rack to do that. I watched and drank.
Yeah, it was really fun, actually.
And you named it?
Criticized me the entire time from 15 feet behind me. I didn't really give her like an official name, but it was called the Maximum.
But it was a her.
Mobile.
It was called the Maxim Mobile
Yeah, like mobile, but mobile.
because it looked like a cow.
Get it? So
That's
yeah,
pretty good.
And then I left it at Glen Helen, and I've never seen her since. But I think about her every single day.
Just left it. Just like, well, whatever.
Yeah, I just
Well,
abandoned it.
I feel like we
So
could. I
sick.
feel like we could make some white vinyl patches for her Forerunner and make it look like a cow.
Oh, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Nope.
I
See,
mean,
here's
that's
the thing.
and that's a Forerunner. It'd be
Dave
the
and
Moo
I
Runner.
are alone in the office, and you're out in the shop. You might end up with some white patches.
I don't really think
We're gonna modify the Moo Runner
I don't
for.
think that that's how cows
Moo
look,
Runner?
though.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any black cows with white spots.
Says who?
Says
Pull it
me.
up.
All right.
Let's see it.
And we're googling it. Black cow.
with white spots.
Go on Reddit when you Google that, though.
Your
It's way better.
Wi-Fi's. What do we got? Well, there's a restaurant called Black Cow.
With white spots?
No.
Ooh.
There's cows that are all black. Oh, we can do. There's black cows that have just a white stripe down the center.
And they have
of
a
its body.
black or a white stripe on their face.
What's
Okay,
it called?
so-
What kind of cow? What's its name?
A black cow. Black Desi cow. Yeah. So anyway.
I love that we're from Southern California. We don't know shit about
Yeah.
cows.
So as interesting as
What's the
that
difference between a
was-
heifer and a cow and a bull?
I don't think that's socially acceptable to talk about nowadays.
I think you're allowed to talk about it.
Cow.
So as
Come on, one of you guys
interesting-
watches Yellowstone. What the fuck is a heifer?
Maybe that's a lady cow.
I don't
And
think they
then-
talk about that in Yellowstone. They just kill people and
And
kick
then,
them off a
no,
fucking
and then,
road.
Taking you to the train
maybe a
station.
maybe a cow is like a young male and a bull is an older male. Maybe.
I feel like Yellowstone is the Sons of Anarchy cowboy style.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's like the
Jake's
mafia
giving us
of-
real answers here, and I'm blowing them off.
But
I'm
are
blowing
they
them off.
real answers? I don't know.
I don't know. Type in heifer.
Oh my god.
Jesus, you're a fact.
What is so hard about this?
Just type
the
in
part
heifer.
like that your job in
Did I
Not Hugh
Details.
Hefner.
did I imply that
Not
this
Hugh
was difficult
Hefner.
for me?
Heifer. A young
A
cow.
young cow. Then why do people use that as like a?
Oh, it's one that has not had a calf yet.
So a virgin
So
cow.
it's a slut
a-
cow.
No.
No.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
do you know?
It's-
It doesn't say anything
it's-
about the cow being
It could
a
be
slut.
a young cow that gets around, just hasn't had one land yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, all right. Well, let's postpone. We'll do cow talk next week.
maybe a prude cow.
Cow talk next week. We'll buff up on our cow talk.
Yeah.
So we've gone over our shop projects. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, as interesting
I'm
as
three
that
deep on this, so-
conversation was, did you guys hear about the person at what race was that someone was running from the federales? What
Oh,
was
that
it?
was the
That was
Nora
Nora.
1000.
Yeah.
The Nora 1000. I didn't hear about it, but I heard about it.
Well, him and I both saw the video, but
Oh,
neither
so
one of
there's
us
a
could
video of
refine it.
this?
Oh yeah, there's a helicopter footage.
So
of him
what
doing it.
happened?
He ran from the cops.
But, like,
I
was
mean,
it-
I don't
I
really
think
know
he
how
was on the
much
road
more-
on a road portion,
Which has speed limits.
But during the race,
Yeah.
this happened.
So
this
whenever
wasn't
they
like
go
a,
from dirt to asphalt, they have to follow like
local laws.
local
It was a
laws.
trophy
Okay.
truck of some sort, and
And he
you know,
just said,
maybe it's like the federales. Sometimes they just have a fucking mind of their own. They do what they want.
Yeah.
Like really, they do what they want.
do what they want.
So maybe that was the case, or maybe he was speeding, or maybe something like that. But they tried to stop him while he was on the road, and then at a portion where it transitioned back to like dirt track, he evaded them and them pulling and them trying to pull him over. There were
Carlos,
multiple
you have-
cars.
there's one right there.
And then
Go get it.
eventually he got to like a portion that kind of looked. It was helicopter view, but it kind of looked like canals.
Yeah.
And there was guys outside of their vehicles. And I don't know if further ahead they were blocking the path, but the guys outside obviously, I think they had weapons.
Oh yeah, they
drawn,
were armed
like-
and drawn. Like
they were
they,
done.
I had a feeling they had the road blocked because he was coming to a pretty good halt.
Yeah.
wow.
So
That's crazy to think that like during an off-road race, you still have to consider like.
Yeah, I mean, but, well, you
Well,
have
have
to
you ever
consider
watched
it. That'd
the,
be like them doing an off-road race and then crossing over the 78 somewhere out in the desert.
Yeah.
You have or having to run down the 78 to like the next section. You got to still abide by walls.
well, there's that old movie,
Still,
Dust to
though.
Glory. Have you guys ever seen Dust to Glory?
uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a whole scene in that where they show all the trophy trucks getting stopped by the federales and getting questioned about speed and all that stuff.
What's
And-
like the old myth though that you can just trade like some stickers or something and
Yeah,
they
you
let
just give them some
go?
stickers and a Playboy magazine, and you're on your
Hell
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, can you not buy Playboy in Mexico?
That's how it used to be when you'd go to the little federale checkpoints on the way down to like
Baja?
Ensenada, and no, there was I can't remember the little-
Rosarito and
Rosarito, yeah, right, all those places, and it was almost like an 18 or 19-year-old kid who was, you know, the kid who was in the little shack that's right in the middle of the road.
Yeah, just like doesn't want to be there, but like fuck, if you give me something, I'm
Yeah,
like,
so you'd stop, and you wouldn't have to give him money. You just stop and give him like a Playboy magazine, and he's like sick, and then he sends you on your way. Like,
Well,
you're
yeah,
good
now
to
he
go.
has something to do.
Yeah, but
now they get money. They want money.
yeah, now you got to give him money, but
That's great.
yeah, that's wacky. Anyways,
yeah.
so the Nora. All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up because all I've been doing is talking shit. if you guys are listening, please check us out if you're local. Tony Tuesdays at Tony Pepperoni's
At
off
the
of
Vista.
University and Sycamore in Vista.
Yes, in Vista.
It's in Vista, and it's if you know where the
It's
Walmart is off of
Sycamore.
Sycamore and Vista. It's in that parking lot right in front of Walmart. It's called Tony Pepperoni's, and the second Tuesday of every month, we're going to be there from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And it's basically a Jeep meet. Everybody come hang out and show off your Jeep, have a slice and a beer, and come talk to us. And we want to hear your stories too. You guys get to hear our stories, and we really want to hear your stories. That's kind of why we're going to go there to kind of chat with you guys and see what's up. So be sure to make that, and then we'll talk to you next time. Anybody else got anything?
Yeah, if you go to, you can see how nice Jake's butt is.
Oh yeah, the gorilla will have the silver
yeah.
back there.
We'll make sure that Jake Russo is there. Not here
And Drew
tonight.
will be there. He'll display his.
You'll be able to tell which one is
Okay,
him by
Drew
his butt.
needs to keep his ass in his pants, or people aren't going to come.
Drew's
I'm going to call the cops.
Yeah,
Drew's-
there's laws against that. actually.
Drew's going to take his pants off. Okay.
Cool.
You all suck. You all suck. You suck.
I
You
suck.
suck. You suck.
Carlos, you better eat
suck,
that
Carlos.
fucking chip that's on the
You
ground.
suck.
Dude.
Dude.